Sunday, and I've been hanging out with Emeka Madunagu, Dr. Ladipo, and Babajide Kolade Utitoju. Gentlemen, thank you very much for staying with us on the program. Now, let's move on quickly. It's Eid-el-Kabir celebration across the world, but the joy of the festival is being eroded by high cost of ram in Nigeria. Many Muslims are lamenting the rams and for items needed for the celebrations are no longer affordable. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu said the sacrifices and great expectations of citizens will not be in vain. President Tinubu, who felicitates with Muslims on Eid-el-Kabir, urged the faithful to reflect on the essence of the occasion. Let's hear from the president.
We have been told by the chief imam on the highway, follow the path of sacrifice. Sacrifice being a very good citizen. It comes with responsibilities as citizens. What do you do as a citizen to be a very committed member of our society? That's sacrifice. Loving your country, loving your neighbors, share what we have with each other, and be thankful to Almighty God. That's all.
President Bola Tinubu speaking there. Gentlemen, the president's speech is that of hope, but how instructive is it for Muslims and for Nigerians in general?
I think we need these messages from time to time. I'm a very strong believer in the leader speaking continuously to the people. Whether you see them doing it or not, keep talking. It's one of the things that will eventually inspire hope, that will eventually lead us into doing what we need to do. We need a leader who can keep speaking, who can keep talking to us. Yes, we also need a leader who will also do what he's saying. Just do what you say. Do what you preach. But the first thing is, we need a leader who is going to inspire us into action. Things are happening. We got into this a long time ago. A lot of people saw it, a few people saw it coming, including guests who have been appearing on this program for years, especially the brain behind this idea, BKO. But a lot of people felt we have the money, and like it was said in the early 70s, it is how to spend it, that is our problem. Now we are where we are. We need a leader who is going to lead us out of it. And the first thing to do in leadership is to be able to put your thoughts together, your ideas, and sell it to the people. He's the number one salesman of the country, and he must keep doing that. We expect a lot from him. It might not happen immediately the way he has said it, but there's something about talking to people regularly.
Emeka, quickly.
Well, it's good to talk, but when the people's stomachs are empty, I don't know how far talk will help them, because there's an acute hunger. I mean, you go out there, people tell you they've not had anything to eat since morning. You receive text messages, you yourself, you need money, but what do you do? What do you do? Somebody in the morning, early morning, tells you that, look, my family and I don't have anything to eat this morning, and we're depending on you. But you have to do something. Your conscience will just, So, yes, it's good to give out messages of hope. Good. But we also need action to deal with some of these things, because some of these things are actually contrived. The insecurity, for instance. Who are these fellows that are just constantly killing, are constantly killing people, threatening food security, making the whole space ungovernable? Is it that government doesn't want to go all out to get them out, to deal with them, because when they keep doing these things, they are deliberate. They want to make sure that, food supply is threatened and there's hunger. And what will that lead to? Your guess is as good as mine. So the point is that, yes, it's good. Things will get better. But I think also, if it is possible, for instance, for government to, like the way the prices of like rams went up, before this season, dramatically, it's shocking. A lot of people are even shocked that how come? I mean, it's not as if it's all Nigerians it's a general season that all Nigerians are going out to buy rams. So what is going on? So definitely, against next year, I think government can do something about increasing the stock, of livestock available and actually taking definite actions to control the prices so that when this season comes, Muslims can, actually joyfully, celebrate joyfully.
All right. PKO, President Tinubu says the sacrifices of Nigerians will not be in vain.
That is our wish. That is our prayer. And that's why we are appealing to the government to do whatever it can to bring down the rate of inflation, which is approaching 40-year high now. So you can see when people say this is the worst Sallah in 3 decades, it is because they've never had it this bad. Tomato prices are driving people crazy. And rams, big rams, are being sold at a rate of 750,000, medium-sized ones in the range of 450, 350, while the very small ones are being sold at 200 and 150,000. The strain, the economic strain is on everyone. It's on the buyer, it's on the seller. So people can't sell the same units of commodities that they used to sell or that they sold last year. The same number of rams they sold last year, they are only able to sell a fraction. And this is a season when our Muslim brothers and sisters like to share, like to show generosity to people in their neighborhood. But this traditional way of celebrating the festival has been badly eroded by the depreciating economy. People's disposable incomes are shrinking, so they are struggling. They are struggling to get by. And in such a situation, the things that you used to do that gave you joy in this season, people can hardly do it. So if you are expecting your friend to bring meat to the office after the holidays, and your friend is not forthcoming, you can understand. You can understand. So I won't be overly anxious to receive meat supply from my friends, because I know that it's tough for everyone. So I
will be hopeful. You might still get some.
I don't get your meat.
All right.
I don't get
let's
it
speak with our guests.
from you. Even you, I won't feel bad.
Okay.
But that's not to say you should not attempt to give me.
All right. Gentlemen, let's speak with our guest. Joining us for more insights on this issue is a Muslim faithful and public affairs analyst, Saliu. Good afternoon to you. Thank you for joining us this afternoon, and happy Sallah to you, Mr. Saliu.
Good afternoon. Thank you. We are in Nepal. We are celebrating our Sallah, and everything seems to be going on well.
All right. Happy Sallah to you. Now let's start with the essence of the festival. What does it hold for Muslims?
Well, the first thing is about giving. Islam, well, the strongest, part of our tenet, which is giving, remembering the poor, catering to the needy, and supporting, one another, particularly at this time. And, this time in our economy particularly calls for support, calls for cooperation, calls for, unity. And that's what we are preaching. We're also preaching peace. Lots are repeated today all over the world, particularly in Nigeria. We have read sermons about peace, keeping the peace, supporting the government, supporting each other, supporting the needy, particularly at this time, being faithful, working honestly to earn our living, being honest, integrity, and the rest. But at this time, that everything is, hitting the roof, what is important is for those that are, are lucky, are blessed, to support the ones that are not, able to, support themselves at this time, celebrate Sallah like they would like to do. So when you are celebrating in your house, it's not just for yourself, it's for everyone in your neighborhood. And the sunnah of our Prophet Sallallahu preaches that your neighbors, 40 houses to your left, your right, your center, and to the back. So just look around and see whoever you can cater to at this point. It's important that, when you are celebrating, you have enough, or you can manage. At any point in time, just remember that some people can't feed themselves. Some people can't celebrate like they would like to do. So those are the people that are very important today. So when you celebrate your house, remember those people. Celebrate with them, ensure that they also get something to eat and feed their family.
All right. But because one key feature of this festival is slaughtering of ram, what impact is this exorbitant price of ram in the market having on this celebration?
Look, it's tough for everyone. It's tough. It's not just about what people are earning. I have been paying attention to allocations, salaries, and a lot of people are earning a lot of money. What has gone up is asset prices, price of perishable items, price of commodities. It's gone up a lot to the point that no matter what you are earning, you see a lot of challenges meeting your needs. So that's the point. Yes, inflation is rising, but what we also need to do is to talk to ourselves. Some items, you don't need, we don't need to increase the items. For instance, rams, it doesn't really, the allocation like this, people don't indiscriminately increase the price of items because there's inflation, because dollar is rising, because the general situation of the economy is not really good at this time. So I think what we need to do more is to talk to our character as a nation. Sometimes some parties don't need to rise because if there's no need, there's not there are no fundamental supporting the rise of prices of foreign items, no need to increase them. So those are the issues that we need to talk to our people about. The government also, well, I know that they have heard that the citizens know that there are challenges. We are facing a lot of tough times. Buying land is a lot of, you need to put on a lot of effort, bring money in your life savings to be able to buy one. You bought some 250, 300 that we used to buy at 70, 80. They are raised to 300,000, 350, 200,000 naira. So it's a lot of challenge for Muslims at this time. But my advice and my encouragement to at this time is to persevere. It's all about people, our brothers, that also devise the means of really allows us to kill around today, tomorrow, and next tomorrow. So, because some of these things too, the law of demand and supply also affected. Because there is a lot of rush now, the price to go up. Yes, that's in addition to the issue of the economy. But tomorrow will come down a bit, next tomorrow will come down a bit. Because that's to the law of demand and supply. So some will kill their rams tomorrow, some will kill them tomorrow. So it's a lot of time now that people are trying to adapt to.
Mr. Taiwo,
The
is
effort of
there...
government, what we have had so far, we should begin to see respite. It's a general situation. And you know, by the way, it's not just peculiar to Nigeria. It's, you know, it's a situation that is affecting all the economies worldwide.
All right, but is there an implication of not having the means to slaughter a ram?
No, you see look, the region has provided for everything. If you cannot afford to kill a ram, you are not committed any offense. You are not committed anything. What God wants to see is your heart. And people are demonstrating today. You know, we went to eat, to pray. And that is enough for everyone. If you can't afford it, truly, just do what you can afford. And as Muslims, we are brothers to one another. Whoever has it sufficient in his house should know and remember that there are others that are struggling. And also, whatever you can do, extend to them. So there is no offense committed if you can afford it. There's no crime in it. What is important is that God sees your heart, you are faithful, you have observed the Eid, you have done what you are supposed to do as a Muslim, and you also remember all the tenets of Islam, love one another, you know, each other's keeper, and you know, be integrous, be good, be faithful. Those are the things that Islam preaches. So that you are not able to kill a ram today does not make you a sinner, does not make you a bad person. There are millions of them. Those in I today don't even know where their rams are being killed. And that is the lesson. They don't know, they've killed rams, they don't know where their rams are being killed, they don't know who is getting their rams. What is important is your faith as Muslims. It's a difficult time for everybody in Nigeria. This time will pass. Unless there are those who are not able to kill this year, will kill next year. What's important is our faith, is our commitment to continue to pray for this country, and is responsibility as you know, citizens to be responsible to our nation, pay our tax, and continue to hope that this will change. And tie our whole administration to the determination of this government to change the tide and bring back the economy that is favorable to the common man.
Well, there has always been this talk about alternative. During festivals like this, you earlier made that point, but you didn't give us those alternatives. And then the second question is this: there is this feeling among people that the moment you start killing a ram as a Muslim, then you can't break from that tradition. That is, yes, it's part of what I want you to address so that people can understand it.
No, it's trying to recognize that, you know, there is a lot of times, and there are times that you don't have the capacity to do certain things. So there is no compulsion in a lot of things in Islam. The only thing, even you are 5 times daily prayer. Also, at some point, if you are sick, if you are bedridden, Islam permits you, you know, the space to get well and return, you know, to pray. The most important part of Islam is your 5 daily prayers. So you keep that this year, or last year, you are not able to keep this year, you are not breaking any law, you are not committing any offense. God sees your heart. God sees that you don't know the capacity. He sends the applies to Hajj. Hajj only teaches to those who have the capacity to go online. If you do not have the capacity, there is no reason why you force yourself. You do not need to take a day to kill a ram or go on Hajj. So this religion preaches convenience. What you are able to afford, what you can do without breaking your back. And it's a point that Muslims understand this. There is no rule that makes it compulsory for you to kill a ram during Eid-el-Kabir. No, there is no need for you. What you need to do is to celebrate this. If you have wear your best clothes, go to eat, pray, and marry with your brothers and sisters in Islam. There is no force, there is nothing about it. If you are not keeping a ram in your house, go to your neighbor's house who have killed one, celebrate with him, be happy. And Allah, in His mercy, will bless you next year to be able to do that.
What are the alternatives if you don't do RAM?
Another thing is provisions that you can afford. If you can afford a goat, do it. If you can afford fish, even fish, buy fish, feed your family. Then, look, all of these things, there's no compulsion in any of them. Affordability to every tenant, Islam has assigned affordability to it. If you can afford it, do it.
All right.
If you cannot, just celebrate, be happy, marry, be happy for yourself, be happy for your neighbors, celebrate your family, and not one to repeat it. Don't sit down and be regretting that you are not able to do these things. You don't have money. No, Allah forgives that. Just be happy. We are happy that we are alive. So go out there, somebody else down. There's a reason to be grateful to God at any point in time.
All right.
So, what do you say, to people? What do you say to people who borrow to go on Hajj, borrow to buy rams, and then get into debt after that, and then you even see government officials who use state funds, use state funds to go on Hajj, use state funds to buy rams. And at the end of the day, everybody is talking of sacrifice. In
fact, there was a story of a family house.
Yes. There is something, on social media. I don't know whether it's true.
Government is so family.
And that
I heard a lot of people complaining, presenting government about subsidizing Hajj because of going to Hajj. It's not only peculiar to Hajj. When people go to Jerusalem, government subsidizes it. All the local government is so used to it. Government intervenes in everything, in your religion, in your livelihood, in your social jobs, in everything. That's what government is there for. They also support businesses. You understand? You see, when you want to criticize government, look at it holistically. Don't just speak at mindset. This government also supports, subsidizes healthcare. They subsidize education. If government decides not to subsidize education, people will be paying in school fees today. They won't be able to afford education. People will not be able to go to hospital. If government says they are not going to subsidize it. So, look, government intervenes in everything. In hospital, in education, in healthcare, in education, in everything. Do you understand?
Including religion. Including religion.
Out of their learning at all, they can do it. It shouldn't be out of range for the common man. If government realizes that, look, it is a requirement in our religion and it is not supporting, there's nothing wrong with it.
All right.
As long as other things don't suffer.
All right. All right, Mr. Saliu. BK, do you have a question for Mr. Saliu?
No, I do not.
All right. Mr. Saliu, you didn't answer the first part of his question. Is it a crime to borrow, to buy
ram? Yeah, and to go on Hajj. Yes.
No. The idea does not support anyone borrowing to fulfill an obligation. It only supports those who can afford it and who are able to do it out of what they have earned. You do not need to borrow to go on Hajj. You don't need to borrow to kill Sallah or meet other obligations. You need to do it out of your own provisions.
All right.
Because when you go on Hajj, you need to also provide for your family before you leave and make sure that you do not suffer while you are away on Hajj. So people need to understand this religion to be able to serve Allah.
All right. Thank you so much. We've been speaking with Niyi Saliu, Muslim Faithful Public Affairs Analyst. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon, and happy Eid-el-Kabir to you. And thank you so much.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Happy Eid-el-Kabir.
All right. Thank you very much. There you have it. You don't have to borrow to buy Sallah.
You don't have to sell your family house.
Gentlemen, let's move on quickly. The battle for the throne of Kano rages, and the context is becoming too close to call. Latest developments in the crisis is that a federal high court sitting in Kano has ordered the state government to pay 10 million naira as compensation for breaching the fundamental human rights of the 15th Emir of Kano, Aminu Ado Bayero. The presiding judge, Justice Simon Ahmad-Beda, described the order given by Governor Abba Yusuf for the arrest of Aminu Bayero as unlawful. Justice Ahmad-Beda also restrained the State Attorney General, the Nigeria Police Force, and the State Commissioner of Police from arresting, detaining, threatening, intimidating, harassing the 15th Emir, or further interfering with his fundamental human rights. Bikio, let me start with you. Are you surprised?
No, and let me use this opportunity to thank Justice Ahmad-Beda, because he said in open court to the hearing of everyone that one of the things that judges do not like is people